Ladies and gentlemen, I'm humbled to walk you through statistics for business analytics. That is my area, that is my specialty. My background is mathematics and economics. Then I did masters in mathematical economics. Then I did operations research in Warwick University. My master's was in Loughborough University. My PhD was in Warwick University. I also had a data science and machine learning from MIT. So it's my humble, I'm very mathematical, but you will see that I'm very practical in my teaching of you. If you will dance to the music I play, we will have a wonderful experience. You will also see that I don't only teach you, but I also teach you how to learn, And I also teach you how to be exorbitant with life's, everything is not about book. Everything in life is not about books. So you got to have knowledge outside the classroom. And sometimes I'll be recommending some books for you to read. It will elevate your mental gymnastics to the highest apogee. Talking about books, let me just recommend one book for you. And that is the book by Daniel Pink, which is known as Drive. Write it down. Please, everything I say, write it down. There is an information symmetry between your fingers as you are writing and your brain. Okay? There's a portion of your brain known as the medulla oblongata. It's in between your cerebrum and your cerebellum. So every time you write, my name is Dr. Hinasari, among the names there. Basically, it's short form for long form for Dr. KOA. Every time you write, you transmit an information from your fingers to your brain, and you understand it better. Other than just watching me is not good. In fact, this course is in such a way that you can't even watch me and succeed. You got to be writing. So please, I beg you. Have a book. Okay, so that you will be entertained. That's the only way you can mature the course. Okay. And also try as much as possible to question the orthodoxy. Question me. When something is not clear, just question. Remember, never think that the teacher knows all. No. Okay. Let us have an interchange of mental, calibration together. Okay. We cross-fertilize ideas together so that your knowledge level is expanded. So always be willing to question whatever I say if you don't get it. If you don't question me, don't worry, I'll question you. The name of the book is Drive. Drive. D-R-I-V-E by Daniel Pink. That book says that if the reason why you are doing what you are doing right now is external, you have failed. If the reason why you are doing your MBA is to get more degrees and make more money, you have already failed in life. The purpose of your essence, the essence of your existence is not external, it's internal. So there must be an internal drive while you are doing that. It mustn't be external. So when you're in a marriage, it's not for external reason. When you're doing academic, it's not for external reason. When you're doing a job, it's not for external reason. It got to be intrinsic instead of extrinsic. Mm-hmm. So you got to find your innermost reason why you are doing that. And that will drive you on. Okay? But if it's external, when things get tough, you begin to quit. You begin to slow down. You begin to even think that you can't do it. But I promise you, your brain is designed for it to do a lot than you can imagine. Your fingerprint is unique. Your DNA, your deoxyribonucleic acid is pure, endemic to you and you alone. You are special. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. If Ronaldo has finished his own, okay, it doesn't mean that you cannot finish your own. He only found his purpose, but your purpose is yet to be found. So you've got to fight. Every time something is a challenge for you, tell yourself, I can do it. I will do it. I've done it. And that will always help you to do well. Never think negativity in your life. Be so positive that negative people don't want to be your friends. Write it down. Be so positive that negative people don't want to befriend you. I teach a course in MPhil. It's known as multivariate data analysis. Once I was teaching the course, one of the students got up and said, "Hey, sir, this is maths again. Hey, I know I'm going to fail." I said, "Don't say that again." He got up and said, "Don't say what?" And Doc, don't say what? My mother failed. My father failed. My brothers and sisters, they don't like maths. I am telling you, I know I'm going to fail. And truly, truly, ladies and gentlemen, he failed. When I released the results, he came to my office and said, "Didn't I tell you I'll fail? Didn't I?" You become what you think about most of the time. Write it down. You become what you think about most of the time. If you think negative, 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 what are you going to see? Negative. If you think positive, 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 what are you going to see? Positive. And so you got to be so positive in everything that you are doing. So I'm asking you one more time, what grade are you going to get? Is it A, B, C, or F? Write it down. Type it there. I want to see what is in your coconut. I want to feel your energy. I want to sense your passion of why you are here. What grade are you? You know, sometimes somebody will be writing the grade, but the vim is not there. Write the grade you want for this course and mean it. And don't just write it. When we are done, write it on your fridge. Take every subject you are doing. Write it on your fridge. Write it on your fridge. Write it on your door. Write it on everything. Okay? Tell yourself, I can and I will. James Allen, he said that as a man thinketh. Get that book. I have it. What? It says, as a man thinketh. I used to have so many of these books. Oh, by the way, I told you about the book called The Drive. This is the book by Daniel Pink, The Drive. This one is here. As a man thinketh. That's another book. You should elevate. You should elevate, guys. I'm not here to just teach you statistics and blah, 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 blah. No, I'm here to elevate your mental consciousness to the highest apogee. That's why Hosea 4:6 says, lack of knowledge, my people what? So you should love knowledge. Knowledge is light. Knowledge is sacred. Knowledge is sacred. So love it. Anytime you're struggling in anything in this world, you are not the problem. The problem is your operating system. Operating system. All right. So I'll get to know you as we go on. Okay. So just feel free and let's dance in the music. To the music that I'll be singing. Let's start. Let's do some housekeeping. This is the second book. Okay. This book is in two parts. The first one is the Acre of Diamonds. You should read the Acre of Diamonds. Okay, by Russell Conwell. Okay? Acre of Diamonds. And just that is as a man thinketh. As a man thinketh, so shall it be. If you think that you are going to get A, you will get A. But for that to happen, you got to write A everywhere. Your brain. Go and read something called reticular activating system. Next time I will ask you. Reticular activating system. Reticular activating. Actually, you are doing very well. I like the way you are typing things on the page. Okay? Reticular, RAS. Go and read about it. Go and read about it. And you will see that you create your reality. Sometimes somebody say, hey, the teacher failed me. No. You created that reality. Somebody says, am I breaking off? It says I'm breaking off. Am I breaking? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Yes, we can hear you.
Super, super, super. Guys, let's start. You're going to learn some great things on this course. Some of the recommended books are here. Okay? You can read them. I've sent this on your page, so you can all see this on your page as well. All right. Let's set the ball rolling. Let's set the ball rolling. What is the name of this course? It is called Statistics for Business Analytics. Statistics for Business Analytics. Okay? Analytics is a science of analysis. Analytics is a science of analysis. And for the entire module, you will learn univariate analysis or univariate analytics, bivariate analytics, and multivariate analytics. You will also be looking at things related to regression, classification, time series, and cluster analysis. We will not do that. But you will do some few things related to statistics. Today, I just want to warm you up with some few things, quick, important things before we go into the real deal. And the first one has to do with data. You'll be dealing a lot with data, okay? Please take note. Data is a collection, analysis, presentations, and interpretation of facts and figures. Facts and figures. You see, I use the word data. I've not told you that it is numbers. No, data can be both numbers and letters. Write it down. See, write everything down because that's how your brain acts. The human mind is the most unexplored continent in the universe. The human mind is the most unexplored continent in the universe. So always document, always writing down, always writing, always writing down. It helps you a lot. Okay, so that is data. Sometimes plural is what? Datum, or even data still. What is the difference between data and information? Who can tell me? I give marks in class, just so you know. Who can tell me the difference between data and information? Valentina, are you here? Okay, data and information. Let's go to Richard.
Okay, bro. Data.
Yeah, okay.
Data as explained.
Valentina, next time raise your hand there. Yeah, Richard, go on.
Data are raw facts or figures, and then I might say informations are processed data.
What do you mean by processed data?
So a meaningful information, a data that has been put in a meaningful manner for anybody.
So which one depends on the other? Which one depends on the other? Pache?
Information depends on data.
Very good. Let's move on. Okay, another thing you'll be learning is elements. Elements are the entities in which data are collected. You'll be dealing a lot with features and variable. Features and variable, they are the same. Features and variable, somewhat. Features and variable. Features are characteristics of interest of the elements.
How to make
Samuel, what are you saying?
information
Oh,
depends
Samuel,
on.
we finished information. We finished information. Don't worry. I think you're a little bit behind by your catching up. I am in terms of your network. All right. So what is statistics? What is statistics? It's a science. It's an art. The word art is something creative, okay? But it's also a science where you collect, you organize, you analyze, you present, you interpret. What are you interpreting? Data. What are you collecting? Data. What are you organizing? Data. And why are you doing all this? In order to make policies, either your personal life policies, your company life policies, your business life policies, your country policies, anything, policies. You make decisions that are effective, that can bring us some good things. Statistics is a science. It's a science. It's not just crunching numbers, it's a science. See what you have on the screen now? Okay, this is data for 25 mutual funds. That is what you see. The first one is the American Century International. Okay? The fund is an IE. The net asset value is 14.37 billion. Okay? 5-year average return is 30%. So this is an information that you are having right here. Okay? You have the closing price share. You have the average annual returns of the fund. You have the percentage. So what you see is basically what? Data. You got to make meaning from this. We need to analyze this data. We need to make meaning from this. That's what statistics is going to do. It's going to, as it stands, it looks like Hebrew. It looks like Hebrew, but you can make meaning from this. Here's another one. Okay, this is an adult data set. You have the ages of some people, whether they work in the government or private sector, the level of education, whether bachelor's degree or master's degree, the marital status, whether they are married, never married, okay, and so forth. The occupational level of the person, whether the person is an executive position or a professor of specialty, the gender, the hours they work, then the income level. Now, this is what? Data. This is data. Now, what you see here is a crunch of things, but we can make meaning from them. That is what statistics is trying to do. Right now, they look like Latin, but trust me, statistics will make sense of this. In your own mind, try to pronounce the word statistics quickly within 4 seconds, 10 times within 4 seconds. Do it fast. Let me know whether you made a mistake or you didn't make a mistake. That will tell me your level of IQ when it comes to statistics. Did you make a mistake? You have to finish in 4 seconds. Pa, 4 seconds. And you mentioned it 10 times. Were you able to do that? Valentina, were you able to do that?
Yes, I was.
Oh, boy. Are you sure you were able to? You tried, eh? Who was able to do it very fast? In 4 seconds. That's your level. There's another one. Pregnancy, the level of glucose, the blood pressure of the woman, the skin level of the woman, the insulin quantity, the body mass index, the BMI, the diabetes, age, okay, and then the outcome. Now, the last one, which is the outcome, is binary. It's binary. It's whether the person is diabetic or non-diabetic. But the others are all what? Numbers. You will later learn about this when it comes to predictions and regressions. I think I'll teach you guys to research methods next semester. So you will do that. You guys are doing management science too, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
Yes, please.
I'll also teach you management science. So the way it is, you got to befriend me, the way things are going. Anna.
Yes, Doc.
Yeah, you got to befriend me. I'm teaching you research methods. I'm teaching you this one. I'm teaching you management science.
You take you through till we graduate.
I'm telling you. You have to be friends by force. All right, Charlotte says that, can we say the examples you're showing as data can be classified as information? No. The only way you can classify them as information is when you are making meaningful sense of them. When you are using them to talk. When you are making, for example, I can tell you that looking at the scenario, I can tell you whether a person is going to be diabetic or not. So if you can use this to predict the diabetic structure of a person, then you have now converted the data into information. Right now, it's just blah, blah, blah. And the essence of it is to apply knowledge to it. Then it becomes information when you make meaningful sense of that. Now, let me quickly walk you a little bit to business analytics, because that's a major thing. Because this is statistics for business analytics. You got a business intelligence student. What is business analytics? They use data too. They use information technology. You see, business analytics is a convolution of IT, statistics, quantitative method, mathematical, computer. All of these are being used to help managers, similar to business intelligence, to help managers gain improved insight. There are 4 sights to the human body. The first one is hindsight. The second one is oversight. The third one is insight. And the final one is foresight. By the way, this has nothing to do with statistics for business analytics. I told you that you got to be well-rounded. Okay? And each of them have meaning. The ability to see something within that others cannot see, insight, can help you to be able to foresee things others cannot see, foresight. So business analytics is a very important area, and statistics is needed to understand business intelligence, because there's a science to it. In fact, when you look at the umbrella of business analytics, you have descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, and then prescriptive analytics. These are all the jargons of analytics. As we go through statistics, we'll get a sense of some of them because each of them have got foundational statistics right there. Okay, there's a bit of, role of statistics in business analytics. Why do we need to study this course that you're about to do? Sometimes we go to school, we learn unnecessary things, tan theta, cos theta, pi r squared, the path of a grasshopper. Things sometimes you don't even use in real life. But I want you to note that what you're about to learn can be used in real life. Because historically, okay, we are able to look at the past, the present, and the future of certain situations. For example, COVID-19 have expanded our mind. Looking at the data for COVID, we can predict what could happen. Statistics can help you collect and analyze data, be better informed. For example, if you look at the inflation rate in Ghana, it looks like in April, everything was rosy. But by virtue of statistics, you could have determined what is going to happen. For example, by December, things are going to go up again. The dollar is going to appreciate against the cedi. By statistics, you can forecast what's going to happen. You can communicate findings. You can have a rich understanding of the data. You can go beyond just reportage. You not just summarizing, alone, but finding the connections, the interconnectedness among data. So you take the diabetes. How is it related to gender? You take high blood pressure of a person. How is it related to the weight? You can get connections. You can do advanced regression analysis, forecasting analysis, data analysis, and data mining. All of these are possible because of what? Statistics. Another advantage of statistics is that it can guide you to do surveys. It can help you to do descriptive condenses. Okay? For example, you can have a large data set and you can break it down using statistics. You can do correlation and regression analysis, where correlation deals with relationships or associations, but regression will deal with causality, okay? The cost and effect of things. You can even do hypotheses. Tokubako and Kwesi Pratt sometimes will talk about how the economy is going okay? By virtue of investigative journalism, the person can hypothesize that NDC will win the next election or MPP will win the next election. Using statistics, you can hypothesize, you can guess, you can conjecture with calculated meaning attached to it. And at a higher level, you can even use statistics to forecast the future demand of your commodity, sales. You can predict earthquakes, possibilities of happening. You can use a lot of quantum mechanics to be able to project future things. In short, statistics is very useful. But there are four types of statistical methods. One of them is classification. Classification. Look at the word classification. Which word comes to your mind when we are talking about classification? You can tell me. Which word comes to your mind when we are talking about classify? It's similar to what? What word is that? Millicent.
Grouping.
Grouping. That's it. That's it. I'm sure you've eaten, Millicent. That's a very good answer. Very, very poignant there. A grouping. So something can be condensed and you can what? Group them. Classification does that. Very, very useful. For example, an organization can segment customers into those who are going to be long-term customers, medium-term customers, and then short-term customers. You can take, banks, and you can say that let's classify the banks into foreign banks and domestic banks. Normally, these ones are easy to do. But in case you don't even know which ones are foreign or domestic, you can use classification to guide you in the process. And you can also use that to predict which of them is going to do well in something. Is it the foreign banks that are going to do better than the domestic banks? Classification will help you. Second, using statistical method, the second one is pattern recognition. Watch the word pattern recognition. Okay, so there's a pattern, there's something in there. You can't find it. You can't really check it, but it's there. You got to recognize the pattern, okay, like a maze. Have you seen that thing where you have to start somewhere, you keep going, and the idea is to come out? That maze, you got to come out. But as you keep going, you get locked up. Then you got to come back again and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. Pattern recognition. You can recognize some patterns. For example, you as a hospital, you can see that a group of people are coming with a particular disease. You can now look at the pattern and can tell that, oh, all of them are coming from this particular town. Yeah. You can look at that. To do that. Just a second, please. Oops. We can use that pattern to recognize and do things. We can use histogram. You can use scatter plot. You can use bustle. Don't worry, we'll look at all of this as time goes on. You can use all of that to look at analysis. I want you to look at the food on the bottom right there. Please, who can tell me the first one at the top? The picture here. What's the first one here?
Watermelon.
Watermelon. What is the one on the far right?
Looks more like a burger.
Sandwich.
Sandwich. It's sandwich. And then the one on the left here.
It's also a sandwich.
Sandwich. And the one down here. Mention the one you have been using. So it's S.
Shawarma.
Shawarma.
Yeah. There is a connection. There is a connection. You see, your ability to associate something with something is called association rule mining. We shall learn that. Okay, we'll learn that later. But statistics can really help you to be able to do all of that. And then the final part is a predictive analytics, where you can look at what you have and predict the future. And in business analytics, you have a lot of the methods you can use for that purpose. Logistic regression. Under that is statistics. Decision trees. Under that is statistics. Random forest. Under that. Neural network. Naive. All of them under that. So look at the data analysis process. This is it. First, you must have some understanding. Then you collect the data. You sample the data. You model the analysis. You check whether what you've done is correct. And then you report it in a simple language so that your boss will understand. But in all of this, you need data, isn't it? You need data. There are two kinds of data, two types of data. One of them is known as categorical, and the other is known as numerical. The categorical carries the idea of what? Who can tell me? Categorical. It carries the idea of what? Carries the idea of what? Compared to the numerical. What do you think is the difference between categorical and numerical? Sylvester.
Categorical should be like groupings, and then numerical is number ranges.
So yeah. If numerical is numbers, then categorical must be what?
Like text grouping.
Qualitative.
Sylvester, you don't need to answer that. Don't worry, you are tired. Somewhat.
Qualitative.
Yeah. But I said numerical is numbers. So categorical must be what?
Alphabets.
Rankings or
alphabet. Listen to her. Letters. Alphabets. That's it. Write it down. You didn't know. Write it down. Okay. That's how you learn. Anytime you hear something you didn't know before, you got to document it. You got to document it. Okay. Now watch it. How do you convert the data to decision making? First, you got to convert the data into information, and then create knowledge from information, and then move from knowledge to wisdom. Who can tell me the difference between knowledge and wisdom? What's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? So today I'm starting with what you know. Millicent.
Wisdom is application of knowledge.
Wisdom is the application of knowledge. That's it. That's it. Write it down. Opele. You didn't know. Somebody has mentioned it. What do you do? Document it. Once you start writing, there's an information symmetry between your fingers and that of your brain. Wisdom is the ability to see what is obvious, even when it is a secret. When you apply knowledge. So let me ask you, is your mobile phone knowledgeable? Who can tell me? Is your mobile phone knowledgeable? Let me call somebody who has not spoken. You see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be calling all of you. Okay? Starting with, I'll do it in a way that you can't catch me. Okay? So let's start with William. William, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Good. William.
Yeah.
Pauli. You heard my question?
Yes, I heard your question, sir.
What was the question?
Are mobile phones knowledgeable?
Good. What's your answer?
No, sir. Mobile phones are not knowledgeable.
Okay, good. Now let's go to Sechre. Sechre, are you there? Sechre? Anybody who doesn't respond, -2. If you don't respond, -2. So Sechre has -2. It's all in the recording. Let's go to Sana. Sana, you spoken, but tell me, mobile phone, are they knowledgeable?
I don't think so.
Okay. She doesn't think so. Let's go to Sylvia. Sylvia, are they knowledgeable mobile phones?
No, please.
So put this down. Mobile phones are knowledgeable. Write it down. Write it down. You didn't know. So I want you to write it down. Anytime you don't know something, what do you do with it?
You jot it down.
Jot it down. You jot it down. Don't trust your
They are
memory.
knowledgeable because they are tools.
What is knowledge? Knowledge is accumulation of information. It's accumulation of the truth, actually. When I ask you 2 times 2, can you tell me the answer?
Yes.
Yes,
Can
yes, please.
the computer give me the answer too? Can the mobile phone give me the answer?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Are you both not knowledgeable?
Yes.
When I ask you
Yes.
272 times 84, are you able to give me that intelligence quickly?
No.
No.
Can
You
the
have to
mobile phone give me
calculate
that intelligence quickly?
fast.
Yes.
Is the mobile phone knowledgeable?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
You are knowledgeable. The mobile phone is knowledgeable. The only difference between you and the mobile phone is that the mobile phone is not wise, but you have to be wise. So it is the accumulation of the knowledge. So you can be knowledgeable and yet you can still be a fool. There are so many knowledgeable fools. Knowledgeable fools. In fact, there's a professor in France. He said that a learned fool is more a fool than an ignorant fool. That's what he said. He said a learned fool is more a fool than an ignorant fool. What does that mean? Okay. Because the learned fool has put in money, time, and effort to learn. And still he's what?
A fool.
Please don't see the word fool as being mad. You know, that kind of mad people. No. Foolishness is not able to adopt the truth. It's a rejection of the truth. That's foolishness. The next level of foolishness, the next level after foolishness, where you are becoming better, is ignorance. Okay. Foolishness is those who don't know but don't know that they don't know. That's foolishness. Ignorance is those who don't know but know they don't know. That's ignorance. Knowledge is those who know, okay, but don't know they know. That's knowledge. Wisdom is everything. Those who know and know they know. That's wisdom. Yes, Vera, your hand is up.
Hello, Doc. Good evening. Sorry, please, I was trying to raise my hand, but I had to leave the call and join back. My network was messing up a little.
Okay. So you can lower your hand now, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now let's move on. The types of data. I told you that you have categorical and numerical. Watch this. But then each type has got a scale of measurement. There are two types, there are two scales of measurement for each type, each categorical, each numerical. And the categorical, the scale of measurement are nominal and ordinal. The difference between the nominal and the ordinal is that nominal has no intrinsic meaning. They are labels. They are alphabets, somebody said. Ordinal too is alphabet. But the difference is that nominal has no intrinsic ordering. They have no meaningful ranking. So take, for example, gender. Okay, what are the elements of gender? Quickly. This one. What are the
Male and
elements?
female.
Male and female.
Which is more important?
None.
Both
None.
are important.
That's why they are nominal. Religion is another example. Okay. And when we say order of ranking, it must cut across time, space, everywhere. It doesn't matter whether it's 1912 or 2000. It must, if it is rankable, it's rankable. But when you take something like professor, associate professor, senior lecturer, what type of scale is that?
That's ranking.
No.
Is it ranking?
Ordinal.
Ordinal, okay.
Ordinal. The word ordinal comes from order rank, like ordering.
Okay.
Order the food, order the plates, ranking. So sometimes you have the Likert scale. Strongly agree, strongly disagree, and all of those. Those are all examples.
Sorry, Doc, what's the difference between order and ranking?
They're the same.
Yeah, okay. Because we
Order.
said ranking and he said it's reordering, so that's I was a bit confused. Okay.
Yeah. So that is ordinal. They are all letters, and one has meanings, order, meaningful ranking, but the other doesn't. It's not the same as numerical. You see, numerical has got two types, interval and ratio. The difference is that interval tells you gap between numbers. That's interval, gaps between numbers. What does ratio tell you? Ratio tell you one number. So take, for example, an interval like, the SAT scores. Okay, the pass mark say, let's assume that the pass mark is 500. So if you have 550 and I also have 620, have we all passed?
Yes.
Yes.
So no one is better than the other. We've passed. As long as you pass, you pass. So the focus is not on the numbers, but the fact that you are above the pass mark. Let me ask you a question. Who can tell me the answer? What is the difference between 80 degrees and 90 degrees and 90 degrees and 100 degrees? Raise your hand and tell me. Class rep, are you here?
Yes, Doc.
I'm going to give 2 marks to the person who will give me the right answer. And you have to note the person's name down and add 2 marks to that. Do you get me?
Prof, I want to attempt.
Sammy, are you with me?
Yes, Doc. Prof, yeah, I'm with you.
So let me first call Samuel Adijanfi.
Okay. So in terms of temperature, 90 degrees is higher than 80.
I'm asking you a question.
Come again, Doc.
I need just one word.
Okay, 10 degrees Celsius.
Please, the one who is talking plenty, whom I haven't called, please hold your tongue there. When is your 10? Now see it. Okay, so Samuel, you said 10, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to Valentina. Valentina, what do you say?
10 degrees.
10. Let's go to Obin Samuel. Kwache.
10 degrees.
10 degrees. Millicent.
Minus 10. 10 degrees.
10 degrees. Okay, all of you should lower your hand. You are all wrong. I don't want to see any of you raise your hand again. Because if I had said the first one is wrong, you would have changed your answer. So you are, Lily, lower your hand. Lily, Patrick, lower your hand. Don't bring the hand up again. You have failed already. Let's go to another class of people. What is the difference between 80 degrees and 90 degrees and 90 degrees and 100 degrees? Or being lower your hand. What is the difference between 80 degrees and 90 degrees and 90 degrees and 100 degrees? Clement.
Temperature difference.
Temperature difference. That's wrong. Next person. See, when I attach 2 marks to a question, you should know that it's not a small boy. Paris.
So I'll say they are the same because the difference between 80 and 90 is 10.
I
The
need a
difference between
number,
90 and 100 is
Paris, I need a number.
so I'll say 0.
0 is the right answer. 2 marks for Paris. Okay. If you don't understand, ask Paris. If you don't understand, ask Paris. The difference between 80 and 90 is 10. The difference between 90 and 100 is 10. So I'm actually asking what's the difference between 10 and 10? And the answer is 0. That is a typical way of looking at interval. Ratio, on the other hand, does not look at gaps. Remember, interval looks at gaps. Ratio looks beyond gaps. Okay. Ratio looks at a point estimate. So things like height, distance, weight, time, they are all ratio data. Ratio scale, ratio scale, ratio scale. When you go to computer programming, nominal and ordinal are all treated as string. Okay. Ratio, you can create interval from it. An interval, you can create ratio also from it. I want you to know that ratio can be 0. Interval cannot be 0. Write it down. Ratio can be 0. Interval cannot be 0. All right. Now, I want you now to classify the following. Right now, we're going to do a quick test. You're going to supply me the answer privately. Guys, let me show you how to supply me the answer privately. So I'm about to type something. I'm about to type the word stop. Stop, okay? And you will all see the word stop on your main page. But if you are to send me privately, you see where you have, I don't know, it depends on, at the top left or so, you see main chat. And then when you click on the pen that is writing in the book, that symbol, you will see the names of the people. Look for my name, Dr. Koa. Yes, you should see my name somewhere. When you start typing, you see my name. And then, in order for you not to make a mistake, just type 1 privately to me so that I know that it came. If it comes on the main page, I will know that you are wrong. Okay. If it comes on the main page, I will mention your name, which means you did it wrongly. Or if you type and it comes privately, I will not mention your name. It means you did it correctly. Sylvester, you did it wrongly. Charlotte is wrong. What you've done is wrong. So look for my name privately and send it to me. Guys, I want you all to please do this before we start the test. Paulson is wrong. You have to send it directly. Kwashi is wrong. You have to send it directly, privately. If I have not mentioned your name, you're right. All those I have mentioned your name, you have to do it again to be sure that you are doing the right thing. Now, what we're about to do, it means the majority of you have not done it correctly. If I didn't mention your name again, it means you did it. Okay. So now what I want you to do is that if the 10 is nominal, you write N. Okay. If it is ordinal, you write O. If it is interval, you write I. And if it is ratio, you write R. I have put it all on the page so you know. You have just 5 seconds to give me the answer. My system will record it, and that will be your first test. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, Doc.
May the good God be with you.
Sorry, Doc. You say we are classifying into nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio, right? Not categorical or numerical.
Yeah, by typing the word N for nominal, O for ordinal, I for interval, R for ratio. So when I mention it, you tell me. So name, okay, I'll give you an example for the first one. For example, when you look at name is what? It's nominal. Okay. The reason why name is nominal is because you cannot rank names. If somebody is a Kojo, and somebody is a Joa, and somebody is a Kofi, you cannot rank them. Okay, so name is nominal. So if you were answering, all you would have done is type the word N privately to me. Please, do you understand? Okay, I'm going to go with the rest. Once I type the word stop, you have to stop. Whichever one you get is up to you. Okay, let's start. Educational level. Remember, you have 5 seconds to answer each one. Educational level. If it is nominal, N. Ordinal, O. Interval, I. Ratio, R. Next one, age. Now watch the word, age range. Age range. Age range. Next one, salary range. Salary range. Salary range. Kaho. Student ID. Student ID. Income. Income. Gender. Gender. Profession. Profession. Income level. Income level. Height. Height. Temperature. Temperature. Complexion. Complexion. Religion. Religion. We've done this already. Please remember, your answer must be only one answer. Any 2 answers you give is all wrong. Family size. Family size. Marital status. Marital status. Shoe size. Shoe size. Profession. Profession.
I think you mentioned profession already.
Oh, yeah. So cancel that last one. Thank you. Profession. Cancel the last one. Stop. Stop. Finish. Done. Really. Stop. So my recording will notice that at the time I click stop, anybody else that wrote it. Very good. Who is confident that he or she will get all? Look at it. I feel like Kate and info is writing here. Who is confident that he'll get everything? All right. A system of markets, you'll get your results. Kwache?
I will get almost 90%.
Yes, please.
Okay. Very good. I like that. These are your answers. Are they your answers?
No.
Is that what you had?
No.
No.
Not all.
At least you got some.
Some.
Yeah.
You should get some. Your brain is expanding as we speak. Your brain is expanding. Okay, let's go to the types of, yes, McAfee.
So please, can you explain the interval and ratio to me again? It looks like I'm not getting it.
The interval gives you a gap. Okay, so when I say salary range, is interval. But if I had said salary, it's not interval. Age range is interval. But if I had said age, it's not interval.
Because
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
It is what? Is if it's not interval, please, it's what?
Ratio. That's what you see. The salary is ratio, but salary range is interval. Please, we are not clear.
But
Yeah.
Can't age be ordinal as well?
Which one?
Age.
Age.
Yes.
At what?
Is there a range?
Can't age or maybe let's say height be ordinal?
How? Tell me how.
Where you can rank the ages according to
Yeah, but you see,
maybe
the word height
oldest
is
to
not a number. The word height and age, they are numbers, are they not?
yes, yes, please.
Ordinal can never be a number. Ordinal are always moving.
Yes. Okay. Now I think I understand now. Thank you.
Who else is not clear? Very good. Very good. Now let's go to the types of, yes. Please lower your hand if your question is addressed.
That's if we can do the assignment again.
I don't worry, we'll do another one later. This one is brain teaser.
Now.
Descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics. We're not coming to the real deal. 1 hour is done, we are coming to the real deal. The word descriptive statistics means that you are dealing with measures of central tendency. Please note, descriptive statistics organizes and summarizes a data. It's not like inferential statistics. Inferential statistics, you are predicting, you are generalizing. You see, inferential statistics says, what does the data look like? Sorry, I mean descriptive. Descriptive says, what does the data look like? If I close my eyes, what does it look like? There are measures of central tendencies. We are going to look at that. These are all examples of descriptive statistics. Measures of dispersion, measures of shape, and then visualization. Let's take them one by one. Measures of central tendency. Write it down. What are the measures of central tendency? The first measure of central tendency is the mean. The mean. We get this in the exam, so it's very important you understand. What is the mean? The mean, as you can see here, is the sum of the observations divided by the sample size. Write it down. So, if you have a data point, let's say these are the ages of some people, and the ages are 10, 20, 12, 15, 18, and then 20. And I ask you to find the mean. All you got to do is to sum them. This symbol is called sum. You sum them, and after summing them together, you divide them by the size. So when you sum all of these together, what do you get? You can tell me.
$42.
No.
You mean all the numbers there? Okay.
You're summing them. Is it not 75? Millicent?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
75,
it is.
sir.
It is. That's it.
Yes,
That's
please.
it. Yeah.
So how did
Fine.
you need to be 5? You can tell me. 15. How do we get
That's 5 divided
Paris?
by 5.
It's 15.
How did we get a 15?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
How did we get
items
a
here.
15?
Hello.
Paris, you see the way people are taking the words from your mouth because you didn't understand. Let's go to Frederick. Frederick.
But we got the 15 by dividing 75 by the size, which is 5.
Exactly. This is how we got a 15. Guys, in the heat of a test, I'll do you a test. You know, almost every 3 weeks, I'm doing a test. In the heat of a test, I'll come and I just put some numbers down and I'll tell you to calculate. So take note. Let's go to the median. So the mean is the sum divided by that. Richard Ban. The median. The
Sorry,
median
sir.
is the middle guy. If the middle guy is 2, then you know that the median is the average of the middle guy. Write it down. The median is a middle guy, the middle number. If the middle numbers are 2, the median is the average of those 2. So let's take an example here. These numbers here, let us see. Before you can actually find the median, the other thing you got to do is to arrange them in ascending order. So you have them 8, 10, 12, 15, 20. It's been arranged in an ascending order. If I tell you to find the median here, the median is the middle number, which is what? 12. Okay, because these numbers are what? 5. So 2 left, 2 right. But if you look at this, the median, because they are 4, the median will be 10 plus 2, 12, divided by 2. Okay, so you can see that the first one, the median is 12, the first data. But the second one, the median is 11. Now, my interesting thing I'm about to ask you is this. When is the median better than the mean? Who can tell us? The median measures the center. The mean measures the center. When is the median better than the mean? Who can tell us? Andrew Iden. When is the median better than the mean?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you know I called you.
Yes.
You know I'm looking for you.
I think in the situation where median is better than the mean, it's when the numbers follow in a chronological order.
What situation did you say?
I'm saying when the numbers are even numbers, I think picking the median will be better in that sense than the mean.
And the numbers are even numbers.
Yes.
Let's go to Bar.
I wanted to say similar thing.
Okay.
Median will be better when the number is odd. That's what I would say.
Let's go to Natalie.
Please, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir, please. My network was breaking. You said the median, the mean. We sum everything together and divide by the number.
The mean, yes.
Yes,
You divide by the number of data points.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Verily, go ahead.
Okay, sir, good evening. I think the median is better than the mean when the range, that is the difference between the highest number and the least, is very wide. Then the median becomes a better one to use.
Yeah, I love that. You're thinking. You are thinking. And we've even brought a word that we are going to look at very soon. The word she brought was range. What you just said is called outliers. So write it down. The median is useful when there are outliers in the data. Not only the highest and the lowest value, but outliers. So when there are more outliers in the data. Okay. And I know your question will be, what are outliers? Yes, Kwashi.
I was going to answer the question about when the median is better. I was going to say when there are usually outliers or the data set is skewed, because the median is not affected by the extremes of the data.
Very good. And you were quiet. You didn't raise your hand until somebody said it.
I did, but then it wasn't going up. I think my internet connection.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Very good. So that's it. When there are extreme values, outliers are data that are quite strange from the rest. Either they are too small or they are too big. Those are outliers. Write it down. I keep saying write it down, write it down, write it down. Okay, write it down. All right. Let's go to, so remember, all of them are measures of central tendency. Yes, William Smith. William, your hand is up.
Can you hear me? Yes, I have a question. So let's say we are trying to find the average age of the players in a team. Let's say Chelsea. And most of their players are between 20 and 24. But then there's Thiago Silva, who is 38. So in this case, does Thiago Silva's age become an outlier and
yes,
affecting which would prefer between the mean and the
Thiago's
median?
age becomes an outlier, but not necessarily an influential variable. You see, you will later learn that you can be an outlier, but you are not really influencing the rest. And when you are influencing the rest, then you are an influential variable. In that case, your number is too big. In this context you've just given, Thiago Silva might influence the data, but not that significantly, and therefore he's an outlier, but he's not an influencer. So for the entire mean to be influenced, then Thiago Silva's age must be 90. In which case he is already dead. It's just his ghost that is playing, isn't it? So outliers are, okay, so let me ask you. Not all outliers are influential variables, but all influential variables are outliers. Write it down, because this was an exam question sometimes. Not all outliers are influential variables, but all influential variables are outliers. Next one. The mode. For you to get the mode is the most occurring number. It's the one that is appearing the most. So when you look at the data point here, which one is the mode? Who can tell us? Which is the mode here? Yakwa.
Wow.
It's 12.
It's 12. 12 is the
Yes.
mode because 12 is the most occurring number. Now remember, it's if you look at this, when there are, the mode is not normally that important, okay? But occasionally, especially when you are dealing with distributions, data distributions, which we shall look at, the mode becomes useful. The other ones that you will learn later, which is the percentiles and the quartiles, we'll learn about them as well. For now, let's go to another thing that measures not the center, but the deviation from the center. The deviation from the center is also known as dispersion. The deviation from the center is also known as dispersion, the spread. So we can all be, we can find the center, but some people are not in the center. We can find the center, but some people are not in the center. Okay. So how far are they from the center? That is a deviation. And there are about 4 different measures of deviation, 4 different measures of spread, 4 different measures of dispersion. Number 1 is a range. The range is the highest value minus the lowest value. The range is not that good because it's sensitive to outliers. The highest value minus the lowest value. So look at this. We have 8, 10, 12, 15, and 20. The highest value is 20. The lowest value is 8. 20 minus 8 is 12. 12 is the range. 12 is the range. Now, there's another one known as the interquartile range. Who can tell me, I'm not giving it to any of you. Who can tell me the interquartile range? Who can tell me how to calculate the interquartile range? And please don't go and Google. The interquartile range. The interquartile range. The interquartile range, note it down, is the third quartile minus the second quartile. Write it down. So this interquartile range is equal to the third quartile minus the first quartile. And what is that third quartile? First of all, what's the first quartile? Sometimes the first quartile is known as the 25th percentile. Okay. Write it down. It's a 25th percentile. The value below 25% of the data. That is 25th percentile. And then the third quartile is a 75th percentile. That's a third quartile, the 75th percentile. 75th percentile. So there's a way you calculate it. And if you have to calculate it, so first, if you take the first quarter, take this data set, okay? Let's find the lower half of the data. Now, if you look at this data here, guys, look at it. What is the middle valley? What's the middle valley?
12.
Okay. Now, let's take the lower half of the data. What is the lower half of the data? Which numbers?
8, 10.
8 and 10.
8 and 10. If you want to find the first quartile, take that lower half and find the median of that. What is the median of 8 and 10?
10.
David?
9.
9.
8, 9. 18. 9, yeah.
So it's 9. So the lower half of this data is that is the 25th percentile. So the 25th percentile of this data is 8 plus 9. Sorry. 8 plus 10 by 2, which is 9. So that is the first quartile. Okay. So this 25th percentile is the first quartile here. So now you have 9 here. Can you find the third quartile? The third quartile is the median of the upper half of the data. The median of the upper half of the data. What is the upper half of the data?
15.
No. What's the upper half of the data?
15 and 20.
15 and 20.
15 and 20. What is the median of that?
25. 17.5.
25 is not the median of that.
17.5.
Have you eaten? The one who said 25, have you eaten? You find the median. Okay, the median is 15 plus 20. See, if you're not writing, you're in trouble. 15 plus 20 divided by 2. And that is 17.5. So you now come here, then this is 17.5. So the third quartile is 17.5. The first quartile is 9. The interquartile range is the difference. So from here, what is the interquartile range?
8.5.
8.5.
Correct. So if I give you a data set and I tell you to find the interquartile range, this is what you got to be doing.
Okay.
Who thinks I'm speaking Hebrew? If you think I'm speaking Hebrew, you raise your hand. Okay. The next one is the variance. It's also a measure of the spread. The variance, you can have it for the sample or for the population. The formula for each one of them have been given. The only difference is that the sample one has n minus 1. The population one has n, the median. Sorry, the variance. But watch the variance. For you to be able to calculate the variance, first of all, you must know this x bar. Who can tell me what is this x bar? Who can tell me what is that x bar?
The mean.
The mean.
The mean.
Yeah.
Mean. So what the variance is saying is that take each data, subtract the mean, square it. So if you are taking this one, if we know that the mean of this, I think we got a mean, right? Okay, if you can remember here. No, that's not the same data point. I think it's the same. So the mean was 15. So you take 8 minus 15, then you square it. You put it down. 10 minus 15, you square it. You put it down. 12 minus 15, you square it. Until you get to 20 minus 15, you square it. And then you add them all together. whatever you get, you divide it by the n minus 1. Who can tell me what is the n minus 1 in this example? What is n minus 1?
The
The number of
minus 1.
Yeah, so what's the
numbers
answer?
minus 1.
4.
4.
5
Yeah.
to 4. 5 minus 1, 4.
4.
So somebody is here. Somebody too is not here. The evidence of that will be clear, not today. Be here. Write things down. Be here. Write things down. Anytime you write, there's an information symmetry between your fingers and your brain. I've said it many times. We will learn how to learn. Not just learn, but we rather have to learn how to learn to be able to learn better. Anytime you are doing something and you are struggling in it, remember somebody is better than you are. Okay, the population variance is the same. You just have to note that the mean is mu, population mean, and then there is no subtraction of 1 from the size. Okay, so look at this data point here. If you do the
sorry, Doc. Population. You said we should remember that you're taking what out?
I'm saying that when you are doing the sample variance, you take the size minus 1.
Minus 1.
For the population variance, you don't take the minus 1 because it's supposed to represent the entire population.
Okay, but then the numerator, I see mean on the sample. On
the numerator is the same thing. Everything on the top is the same.
Okay, sure.
As long as you have identified that, or you are told that this is a population mean, then you work it like the same as a sample mean. The only thing is that the denominator changes. All right. So when you go and work this yourself, when you go and check the sample mean for this one, you will notice that the sample variance is going to be 70. Go and calculate it yourself and confirm it yourself. The sample variance is going to be 70. Okay. Now, once you have the variance, you can find the standard deviation. The standard deviation is S. The variance is S squared. So the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. So if you take the square root of the variance, you get a standard deviation. Remember, we found that the variance was 17 here. So if you want the standard deviation, you have to do what to this 17?
You have to square it.
Put a square.
Square root of 17.
Square root of 17.
See, it's square root, but somebody started saying square. That's why I normally ask you whether you've eaten. So you take the square root. What's the square root of 17? Take a calculator. You'll be using a calculator a lot. This is hands-on, or this is not computer.
4.12.
4.1.
Correct to 2 decimal place.
4.12.
Very good. So that is what we mean by the sample variance for this very example. Sample variance. How do you interpret it? Okay. So what it means is that imagine those numbers were ages. It means that the ages deviate on average 4.1 age from the mean. On average, putting all together, the ages together deviate 4.1 age from the mean. Okay. Let me ask you a question. Which one is more practical? The variance or the standard deviation? Which one is more practical?
Standard deviation.
If you say anything, I ask you, why do you say so? So that I know that you are not doing lottery. Because that answer you gave, my daughter can give that answer. Which is more practical? Variance or standard deviation? You see, now you can't just say that because you know that I asked you why. Which is more practical? Variance or standard deviation? Practical. You know, both of them are telling you the spread of the data.
Yes, please.
Yeah. One of them
I
is
think
go ahead.
I think the standard deviation is more practical because it gives you the exact units by which the data deviates for the values deviates from the mean. But the variance it gives you the spread of the dispersion of it, and the standard deviation gives you like by how many units.
Good. So if we are talking about CDs, okay, and the standard deviation will tell us that something is 50 CDs, but the variance will tell us that it's 50 CDs squared. You get a point? So the variance has added something to it, which we don't want. We want it as it is. And that's why the standard deviation is more practical, because it keeps the unit of measurement intact. Okay. Now let's go to one of the final ones, which is the coefficient of variation. It's also a measure of spread, but that one is just a relationship between the mean and the standard deviation. Look at it. The coefficient of variation is S over the X bar multiplied by 100%. Okay. Now, the standard deviation, suppose the standard deviation we had here was 4.12. That 4.12 is the standard deviation divided by the mean, which was 15, multiplied by 100. You get 27.5%. What does that mean? It means that the relative variability is 25% of the mean. Now, normally the coefficient of variation, watch this, is not that useful unless you have two things you want to compare, which is better. Write it down. Okay. Unless you have two things that you want to compare. For example, if you look at stocks, okay, you can look at the return and the risks of stock. If you are dealing with share price, okay, you can look at. So when you have the risk is something you want to minimize. So you can take one particular risk and take another risk and compare the two risks. Coefficient of variation is useful for that. So the standard deviation is useful for the variability within the data set. Okay. But the coefficient of variation compares that variability between the data set, not within, but between the data. Whether they have different skills or whatever, okay, they will compare that. But just note how you calculate that. Now, in this course, you'll be using some softwares. One of the software you'll be using is Excel. Please, who is not familiar with Excel use? I'm not talking about the complications of Excel. At least you have used Excel before. Who has not used it at all? Can I mean who? I want to know the demographic profile of your class before I start making you smile, sing, or squat. Which of you has never used Excel before? Oh, fantastic. So we're looking at some of these things, as you can see. A lot of them will go into data analysis. Another software you'll be using is Python. Which of you has never heard about Python before? If you have never heard about it before, raise your hand.
I've never used. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I know. That's what you say. Most of you have never used.
Yeah,
At least you've heard about it. It's not anaconda. It's not like a snake. But there's a reason why it's called Python. You will use this in your course. It's a programming language, and you use it. Its equivalent, which I use the most, and I'll use it with you next, is R. Which of you has heard about R? Who has heard about R before?
Yeah, please.
Please, I'm going to ask you a question, so don't raise your hand when you haven't heard.
We've heard, Prof. It doesn't mean we know it.
Okay. Who knows about R? Who knows about R? Okay. What is the difference between Kwashi? What's the difference between R and Python? When is which one better? Kwashi?
I don't really know the difference, but then I used R for statistics in school, And then Python was more for coding in school. So I don't really know the difference. But that's all. It was a brief project.
When we start questioning them, then it was a small one. Okay. So R is usually used a lot by academics. Python is usually used a lot by the industry. That's key. You can still use that for anyone, but both of them, I love R. It's really powerful. Python is also very good, especially PyCharm. So you're going to be downloading, when the time comes, you'll be downloading Anaconda. I have a video here. Okay, and this video will show you step by step on how to download Anaconda Navigator. When you download Anaconda Navigator, it automatically has Python. And the interface you use to run Python is Jupyter Notebook or PyCharm. But I always suggest that you use the Jupyter Notebook. PyCharm is still powerful, but it's a little bit complex. So you will install Jupyter Notebook and you use it for all your calculation. Anything Excel can do, this can do better. It has some libraries, it has some information you'll be using. This is just a warm-up that you'll be doing with. So you can see that when you download Anaconda, this is how it looks like. You come here and you will launch your Jupyter. You see, it will have the Jupyter Notebook, it will have PyCharm, it will have Spider, it will have R, it will have everything you need. You will use this one. So Anaconda is very powerful. I have it on my laptop. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is how you start. Now, when we start using the Python, you see that there are a lot of packages, tools, pandas. Oh, you will learn a lot of things. Your research you will do, okay, your MBA Business Intelligence, you will use these softwares. Okay. Most or all of these softwares you'll be using. Okay. And so it's good to know that there are some names of things you're going to be dealing with. And you will love them. And you become experts in your companies. You are in hot demand. In America and Europe, they need a lot of people who have learned these things. And these are powerful skills that you'll be using. You get a lot of consultants. We will get a lot of consultancies from this. You draw a lot of things. Visualizations is very common. You'll be doing a lot of visualizations, as you can see here. You'll be in good shape. You'll be smiling. You feel confident of yourself because you will know book. You know real life. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the entire caboodle for today. Hasn't it been wonderful?
Yeah, it has.
Very wonderful.
Yes, it does.
Very
I
exciting.
really enjoyed myself. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. I am going to enjoy your session. I'm not sure I'll miss a session.
That's doc
What
for
are
you.
you planning to miss?
Let me tell you something interesting about how your brain works. Earlier on, I mentioned something known as reticular activating system. And I want to re-echo that. Guys, you can become whatever you want to become. Two of us.
True.
I'll give you two examples for you. Let's say that you are not a lawyer. What is the only means by which you have to be a lawyer?
Law school.
Go to the law school.
Learn law.
Yeah.
What is the only way you can become a pilot?
Still.
Learn
how to operate an aircraft.
What is the only way you can become a doctor?
To learn.
Learn.
Medical school.
Learn. The American school now, okay. Learn.
No, but Prof, these are professions. And you can't just say you learn and you become it. No, you have the knowledge, but you won't be it. Until you have go to the bar, you are not a lawyer. Until you are admitted and you take the oath of hypocrisy, you can't be a doctor.
You'll be surprised to know what I'm about to share with you.
Okay.
I want to digress a lot of things into your coconut. You learn. Hosea 4:6. Lack of knowledge.
My people.
Okay, so if you don't know how to do law, you learn law. As to why you go and learn it, it doesn't matter. We know. We know that there are appropriate places to do. But I'm making a point. If you want to be wealthy, what do?
You learn.
You what?
Learn how to make money.
No. What do?
You work.
You learn.
You learn. See, guys, the same way you learn to be a doctor, an engineer, an accountant. Most of you think that you got to rather use your accountancy, your engineering, your doctorship, your professorship, your whatever you're doing to be wealthy. It's wrong. Or to earn income. No. Learning creates earning. So anytime you are not able to do something,
the more you
you got to learn your way to do that thing. You don't see that I'm going to be a doctor and the doctor will make me income. It's a lie. You got to learn. That's why there are so many broke doctors. You haven't seen that before. There are so many struggling lawyers, confused accountants, and broke professors. Oh, you don't know?
It's true, sir.
I'm telling you.
Very true.
Learning, not schooling. No, learning is the foundation of life. I'll give you an example, just so you know. When those of you who are, like things related to historical, biblical history, when Adam was created, he never learned. The moment he came along, he was a macho man, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Garden was dead. No learning. He failed. And so when the next Adam was coming, he had to make sure that this time he will start from the ground in the mangers, isn't it?
Yeah.
He starts doing what? Learn. He had to learn and learn and learn. At the age of 12, he started challenging some people in the synagogue. But then he realized that his time, it's like you have not finished SHS and then you feel like you are finished. And so, if you look at Luke chapter 2, verse 50 to 52, he had to now go. When his mama, Mary, called him, he had to now go back to Nazareth from age 12 to age 30. Did you hear about him again?
No, please.
No. Where was he? What was he doing?
Learning.
He was learning. It is called, there's a book called Learning in Obscurity. Learning in Obscurity. We never heard about him. Obscure is something hidden. So at the age of 30, when he came out, now unveiled, the whole world gravitated towards him because he was knowledgeable. You can read Luke 12. He was learning. Hey, Opele, the Son of God was learning now. You are not learning. The Son of God is learning. So my point is that anytime you are struggling in anything, it means you have not what? Learned. That's why Hosea 4:6 says, lack of that knowledge, you are perishing. So if you realize that any of the courses you are struggling, I mean, not only the course, even your business, in your job, anything, you're struggling. Your problem is not your operating system. Your problem is your quality of your knowledge. Write this down. Effort is a common denominator. Knowledge is a differentiator.
Come again, Prof.
Effort is a common denominator. Knowledge is the differentiator. You and I can do the same effort. You know that some people work 8 hours a day and others work just 1 hour a day and they make more income than the 8 hours. You know that?
Yes.
Yes, please.
So it is not, you're not being paid based on the time you work in the workplace. You are paid based on the value you put into the time. Value commands returns. Value commands returns. And you can't create value unless you have knowledge. So watch the thing. Income is a slave to value. Value is a slave to knowledge. Knowledge is a slave to wisdom. It takes knowledge to understand this knowledge I'm telling you. It takes knowledge to understand knowledge. It takes knowledge. You know what I'm saying right now? If you don't understand, it means your level of knowledge is low to understand the level of knowledge I'm giving. It's like when you're teaching somebody class 6, university things, he has not, you have to understand what I'm sharing with you, because I have seen that academic excellence does not connote emotional excellence. Have you heard of IQ before? IQ.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of IQ?
Intelligence quotient.
Intelligence quotient.
Go and read the book known as Emotional Quotient. Emotional quotient. And you will understand that. It took me 5 degrees to come and realize that I don't know anything. 5 degrees. This is your second one, isn't it?
Yes, please.
Yes.
That 5. And after 5, I realized I know nothing. So I had to pay $15,000 to someone to mentor me. It takes knowledge to understand knowledge. And so I want you to see your environment where you are now in this school. Don't see it like book. You got to open your mind to infinite possibilities that will come your way. You got to cross-fertilize ideas, but you also have to network with people. Your goal here is to network, because they said that your network defines your net worth, Abby. So get to know people. There are some people who are powerful in something you are not. That's why I keep saying that most professors, that's why they are broke. Because sometimes they are only professors in this microcosm of knowledge. A small corner. For example, I know a lady who is a professor of grasshopper. I mean, her specialty is grasshoppers. She can tell you all the things about grasshoppers. What is that? How is that going to help you? So he's a professor. She's a professor, all right. But a professor in something. Somebody is a professor of what? Professor of accounting, professor of marketing, professor of, it's nothing. He knows nothing about business. He's a professor of business, but he owns no business, isn't it? So I want you to open your mind. Open your mind to the possibilities of knowledge that is there. Because you are about to embark on a certain level of knowledge, not just in artificial intelligence and business intelligence. Or anyway, at least in my corner, I will baptize you in a different level of knowledge. And you will see that.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
You will see that your brain power will expand.
Amen.
Let me end with this book. Go and read a book known as The Alchemist. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
Yeah.
Nobody, listen carefully, please. Nobody, no doctor, no professor will ever teach you statistics and ever be mentioning books that are real life books to you before. And start coming with books like Acre of Diamonds, books like As a Man Thinketh, and give you books like Drive. I'll be giving you 88 books by the time you finish with me.
That's fine.
Eat them. And when you do that, you will never work for anybody because you have the knowledge to work for yourself. I'm done. Any question?
Thank you, Prof.
I hope you guys are inspired.